What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with another stall video. Now I've covered stall a couple times, and I'm sure many of you know that this is legitimately probably one of my favorite competitive decks, despite many people hating it more than anything. I actually don't think it's necessarily that bad for the format. And every time I seem to post it, people seem to like it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm coming back off a small hiatus. Let me get back into it with some stall action. So if you're unfamiliar with stall, you kind of just revolve around block Snorlax, and you just boss up a Pokemon or gust up a Pokemon that they can't attack with, or they don't have enough energy to use, and then they can't retreat, and then you just kind of run them out of cards, which is a pretty easy way to game when you're chasing down things like Pheasantipides, Manaphy's, Clefas, Rotoms, Luminions, you know, so on and so forth. All the things that are not attacking in many decks. It's actually doing really well right now, and I kind of wanted to showcase it because I think this is actually a very well-positioned deck, and this is kind of a fun build I made, I think, before I took the break. And then I came back on and I realized that there was new, like, Snorlax deck box and, like, sleeves and coins. And I'm like, well, now I have to play it. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration for it. It was literally just like the deck accessories. But anyways, you got block Snorlax, but then I'm also playing 2 copies of Mimikyu and 2 copies of Ogerpon, which is very similar to my last video where I used Snorlax. So I'm not playing any energy to actually attack with these Pokemon. That's a completely different video if you guys want to see it. I mean, I think there's very good wall decks. I made one recently with Melodic, but there is another one that uses Ogerpon and Mimikyu as the predominant walls. And it's not a bad deck either, so I could definitely show that off if you guys want to see it. But for now, we're just kind of using these to wall off Pokemon in situations where Snorlax maybe, like, they have a full board, for example, in Raging Bolt. Maybe they got a full board of Teal Mask Ogerpons and Raging Bolts. You know, we could just stick a Mimikyu or 2 in there, and our opponent's going to have a much harder time getting through those guys. Or if we're up against Charizard, you know, we could throw some Cornerstone Ogerpons down to help kind of stall them out while we're playing through. So I'm also playing Sandshrew because I think Control is pretty popular and doing really well right now. So just having access to the Sandscreen ability for that mirror match to shut off effects like Cyllene and cards that, you know, put trainers in your discard pile onto your deck is just kind of nice. You know, you just kind of stop that recycling. You can't use Pal Pad, you can't use Cyllene. I think that's huge in the mirror, so that's why I'm running Sandshrew. This deck is running Rotom. I mean, I know some lists have been going all boxed lunch, or box order, excuse me, not box lunch. I guess I'm hungry while I'm recording this. It is late at night. I just finished a 7.5 hour drive, so I am a little, like, all over the place. That's the other reason I'm playing stall. A lot less thinking. I did way too much driving today. I need to take it easy. Anyways, so I am playing Rotom and Pidgeot for Forest Seal Stone. Rotom's nice with the draw. As like a draw engine pretty much the entire game since we're never attacking, but Boxed Order is actually one of my favorite cards in this deck. I've seen a lot of lists playing it, and I'm like, you know what, let me give it a shot. I played a couple warm-up games before break, and then I played a couple right now, and it's actually a super, like, overpowered item. So you end your turn, but you put 2 item cards straight into your hand, which is insane. It's like, okay, you end your turn, you can't attack, but remember, this deck isn't attacking, so you really don't have a downside other than you can't use them. I mean, yes, you do reveal them, so in the mirror matchup, I guess your opponent could play Eri, and we are playing 2 copies, so if we see another stall opponent, you know, like, the box order is going to be much worse because our opponent will just Eri, get rid of them. But in general, getting access to things like Pokégear, Vacuum, Accompanying Flute, another counter catcher, even Night Stretcher to get back a Pokemon once it's KO'd is super overpowered. So I kind of loved box order. I think it's a really nice card. Maybe you don't want to play Rotom, maybe Rotom was KO'd. Just having access to that box order allows you to not need Rotom in play as much, which I think is super sweet since you have just 1 less 2 prize liability that could get guested up and just kind of ruins the point of stall. So, I mean, I've played this deck a bunch before. I feel like this is a very commonly known archetype. I don't know if there's much more to say with it. I feel like past that, the list is pretty standard. I mean, I'm playing 1 copy of Hero's Cape. I've been seeing a lot of different ace specs. Like, one of the most notable ones is the Miracle headset, and I tried it. I liked it. You know, putting 2 supporter cards from your discard pile back into your hand is a really nice effect, and I could definitely see the use with that, with taking another boss or Misfortune Sister, Penny, or even another Xerosic. But, like, I feel like just Pal Pad and Pokégear also get me them pretty consistently anyways, and I kind of like having Hero's Cape because if I could have a 170 HP Mimikyu or a 310 HP Ogerpon, I feel like that's even more annoying. Also, a 250 HP Snorlax is gross. So that's kind of, you know, like, I've always been a Cape fan in Stall. I feel like I don't want to switch it up. I've had great success with Cape, so I'm rocking Cape as the A spec, but there's definitely room to grow and kind of change it around. So, you know, that's pretty much it for the list with Stall. Let's get into today's video and see if we can go 3-0 with the new deck accessory, like just the new gorgeous Blocklax deck. Welcome to match number 1. And before the match really gets going, we're going second. I always choose to go second with this deck. We're up against Raging Bolt with the crazy art. I'm loving it. I just wanted to say thank you to really just everyone, man. I mean, you guys were, everyone was so supportive of me just taking a little break from recording and enjoying time with my family over Thanksgiving. That is one of my favorite holidays, and I absolutely love just kind of putting away my screens and just living in the moment, enjoying the family time, because that's super important to me. So thank you for everyone for just understanding. I kind of needed that break to just help reset myself. And to anyone who, you know, celebrates Thanksgiving, I hope you had an amazing time. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I still hope you had an amazing time. For real, love this community, love all y'all. Thank you guys. Anyways, back to the match. So we're up against Raging Bull, which is, that's not that bad a match, I don't think. I mean, we got Mimikyu. Mimikyu kind of solos. We prized Rotom, so that's a little tricky. As long as we got Heavy Ball, we could pull it back out. And we do have our boxed orders. We could Pokégear, try to pull Arven. Our hand actually isn't that amazing, so I think here I'm going to take Mimikyu. Our opponent could definitely go for the KO on Snorlax. If they don't get any other Pokemon in play, Mimikyu's going to ruin them. But I'm sure they could get other Pokemon in play. We'll take Arven here, for sure. I definitely want to go Heavy Ball. I'll go for Seal Stone. I think it's safe. So we want that Heavy Ball, get that Rotom out, and give me the Force Seal Stone. I'm not going to play it yet. I kind of want to wait, see if maybe I could get it on Pidgeot. I don't want to put the stone on Rotom if I don't have to. Ogerpon's not super helpful. I wish I kind of had all my flutes. I want to dig out like the Squawks, the Greninjas, stuff like that, but we'll find them. I'm not too worried yet before our opponent fills our board. And is there anything else I'm really missing? I guess a counter catcher could hurt. It's not bad though. I mean, some of the prizes, as far as I'm concerned, have definitely been worse for me. So I'll take what I was looking at. You know, those are some cards we can manage without. And we get some decent cards. I mean, we got Eri, so we could go digging in our opponent's hand. We can see how many good items they have. I mean, maybe we could chase down a couple switches before they get more Pokemon in play. Right now, they got nothing. Right now, there's not much they could do unless they get some energy and discard to Sada and manual attach, or else they're swinging 140, which is not enough for the KO. But again, we do have Force Seal Stone, so I could even penny up Snorlax, stick in the Mimikyu in the active, and see what my opponent's got cooking with that. But for now, it seems we're just staring at our opponent doing nothing. So maybe they went offline. Maybe they just saw the Snorlax stall. They said, you know what? It's not my day. I'd take it. That actually happens a lot with this deck. You know, you kind of jump into your first match, and your opponent's like, actually, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to pick up my cards and move on. And the longer we're sitting here with my opponent doing nothing, the more I feel like that's the case. But I'm going to play it through. I'm going to see, you know, what my opponent's got in store. I'm going to take a little peek in their hand and give me those. Let's get some nice cards out of your hand. I really want to dig for Erica's Invitation if they got Festivity in hand. Do I play Erica's? I don't totally remember, to be honest. 2 box lunch or 2 not, or box order. Why do I keep saying box lunch? 2 box order or 2 not box order. Let's do it. And I could honestly take double gear. And then maybe I could chase down an Erica's if I play it. Or even a Xerosic or something. No, I don't play Erica's. I'm such a bum, dude. What am I doing? I'm looking for cards I don't even have. That's fine. Give me a gear. Give me a flute, actually. I can still try to dig out Greninja. That, and I don't think my opponent is totally here. I can't believe I don't play Erica's. Dude, what did I do? What list did I make without Erica's? What would I cut for Erica's? I'm not sure. Honestly, playing 4 accompanying flutes, I really don't even know if you need an Erica's Invitation. Maybe a one-of would be nice, but I guess it's not 100% necessary. Especially when our opponent just attaches an energy and then just says, you know what, I'm out, it's not worth it, and then they dip. That's a hard game 1. But this is your average stall match. I would totally dig through and find some more insane matches for y'all, but it's pretty late at night. I'm recording this Sunday night. I posted on like the channel post a little message that I was like recording when I got back. I was at my family's house. I had to drop off a couple like family members at their places. Overall today I was in the car for 7.5 hours, so I am playing stall, recording 3 matches, and smacking this video together, you know, for good, better, or worse. And that's generally what I do all the time. But in general, oh yeah, give me Squawk. All right, now even if my opponent was playing, they're cooked. Can I get Boss too? All right, so if my opponent was playing the game, they're definitely not anymore. I'll take that Squawk in case they were sitting here, and we'll rip the instant charge. Perfect boxed order. Got it right that time. Anyways, sometimes in matches like this, like, I'll just delete the recording because my opponent quit early and I didn't get to showcase the deck well enough. And, you know, I do try to play the first 3 matches, and that's what my record is, but I try to do it where it's like the deck is actually showcased. Even if I lose, I don't care if I lose, as long as the deck had, like, I didn't get donked, unless it was a super cool deck that donked me, or, you know what I mean? Like, I want to show videos where the deck does the deck, like, you know, that's the point of these showcases. And even though my opponent isn't here, you're seeing pretty much the average stall matchup regardless, so I'm not sweating it too much on this one, and that's why I picked stall for tonight. It's just kind of easy to record after being in the car for so long. And this is insane. All right, at what point does the inactive timer go? Right there. Good. That was a good cue. We're 1-0 on, you know, your typical stall. Opponent draws a card, attaches an energy, and is like, wait, you know what? Actually, I don't care enough for this. I'll see you guys in match number 2. And let's see if we can get the positive record. Go 2-0 in the first 2 matches for the day. Welcome to match number 2, where we open up with an atrocious hand. And we're up against Cloth. Gosh, I love it. I love it so much. Cloth Terrapagos is what I hope this is. Yes. Oh gosh, this is gonna be great. And Precious Trolley. I need to play this deck. This deck is on my list of decks to play this week. If you want to see this deck bad, please let me know so I could bump this up in the order. I got a small order of decks to play through this week, but I usually do this thing where I change everything a lot. And oh my god, my opponent put so many Pokemon that I cannot wait to take. So what does this guy do again? I don't even remember. Ending spot. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon tool cards. Put them in your hand. That's not bad, actually. And they got the free retreat, so actually that makes sense. They got Forest Stone, Ancient Booster Capsule, but that Brute Bonnet is looking mighty gustable. I wonder if our opponent knows we're playing stall. I'd imagine so. I mean, Pidgeot V is like only ever seen in stall, so I'd be curious to see what else they think I could be running. But they got a lot of Pokemon I could gust up here. I mean, Radiant Sneasler, Brute Bonnet, all potential targets, even Latias. I doubt you play double Psychic Energy. For now, though, we're not doing much of anything, so I'm going to take Rotom, just try to draw out of this hand, even if my opponent takes a KO. You know, it hurts, but I don't really have anything else to do. And I think here, I could boss, but they got free retreat with Latias. I think I want to go Eri, see what's in their hand. Nest Ball is useless, and they got Research. Wow, actually, you know what? Them getting rid of Petra on here, them filling up their bench, throwing Petra in the discard is actually kind of insane. Because that is the auto-loss card right there, is Petra. So, I kind of need this bench to stay full. I think here we're going to throw Handheld Fan down and just rip the instant charge and hope we could draw out of something. I know, you know, Pidgeot wants Forest Seal Stone, but, I mean, realistically, I need any other Pokemon. What should we call it? Need any other Pokemon in the active spot so I can use Vanishing Wings, throw it back in the deck, because I can't use Vanishing Wings if it's in the active spot. So I either need them to KO this Pokemon, or I need to retreat it and get rid of my only Mist Energy. And there's the Binding Mochi, so they can retreat, swing with Cloth. I don't think they could KO. I'm not sure. I mean, if they... Oh, they're going to go... Oh, man, they're going to take out Rotom. All right, that's fine. You know what? You can't win them all. It kind of hurts. This is definitely not the matchup we want to see. Here's Forest Seal Stone. I'm curious to see what they search for here. We got Ogerpon for next turn. I could boss up Brute Bonnet, but again, they could just retreat into Cloth. I should have thrown the Handheld Fan onto Rotom. I was stingy. I kept it off it just in case, but I really should have got that DTE move to someone else. Like, you know, Latias or something like that. What is Oranguru's attack? Is it ever worth it to move there? Is it to each active Pokemon or my active Pokemon, that Psychic attack? To your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so actually, you know what? The DTE on Oranguru does go kind of crazy. I think here, what do I want to do? I want to get Ogerpon down. I don't really see the benefit in ripping Penny. Because they're not going to KO Pidgeot, are they? They're doing what? 190 minus 20 is 170 plus 40 because of Mochi is actually 210. No, I lied. That's exactly what they're doing, is KOing Pidgeot, which is not ideal. Okay. That's fine. I could Night Stretcher up again. You know, if they got another boss, they got another boss. But I think falling back into a Ogerpon is the best play for us. We just need more cards. I could Boxed Order, but I need so much more than one Boxed Order could give me. I'm going to pick Penny up out of the active and just sack the Ogerpon here. Throw down Rotom. And I guess double fan on both these guys. I could use Counter Catcher, but again, they just got free retreat with Latias, so it's like, what's the point? I mean, yeah, because then they could just Brute Bond it. They could poison themselves again. Yeah, there's no point. We'll just instant charge. I need supporter cards. I could use Box Order, but I really need supporter cards bad, and that is not the supporter I needed. I needed an Arven to get, oh gosh, Snorlax so bad. But we're going to lose this game because I'm not going to get a single Pokemon I need. They go double DTE on the Cloth. That actually might save us from KO. And they go Boss's Orders on Rotom again. Oh, my lord. Okay, well, at least we get to move in energy for 380. At least we get to move in energy. Our top deck needs to be massive here. Or else, I don't know what. I mean, we just lose, right? Actually, I don't know how we get around this. Because if they're going to KO us, they're going to KO our active. Ooh, this is tricky. What do I do here? Yeah, that's not going to help at all. Maybe I should have gone Boxed Order. I don't know how that would have helped, though. Like, I could put Pidgeot down. They're going to swing 210 because they're doing what? 30 plus 160 is 190. Minus 20 damage from the double Turbo Energy is 170. And then plus 40 damage from Poison Binding Mochi is 210. So they're swinging for KO. I guess I could put Pidgeot down because they're not KOing Pidgeot. But then I need another Penny. Oh, gosh. Alright, this is a mess. Because I resist fighting with Pidgeot. Then we could pick up the active. Hope they don't get the KO, I guess. I don't even want to bench an Ogerpon, to be honest. And then we're going to Pal Pad, get back both Pennies. Because, you know, those got to be in the deck so I can get Pidgeot out of the active this turn. And I think here we're going to go Boxed Order. Again, yeah, it doesn't matter what I do with Counter Catcher because they just got free retreat. So we're going to go Boxed Order, whatever it's called, Boxed Order for Nest Ball and Gear. Nest Ball for Snorlax. Gear for Arven, or Penny, excuse me, Gear for Penny. And then we're going to have to pray that Latias can get in the active, and they got no switch cards. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Ooh, the poison. Does that do it? Oh, no, they'll KO me with poison, won't they? Yeah, because they're doing 30 damage with poison. And that's the 30 I resisted that I could live the attack. Oh, man. Nah, dude, we just got hard bodied by this deck. I respect it. I respect the hustle. What they have in their hand. I'm curious. Do they have a switch? No, they had a bunch of Pokemon, though. They had a bunch of good Pokemon. Do they play Area 0? Yeah, they do. So they could have got that Petron back at any point. Oh, so this is just an auto loss then, no? Does my opponent not see that they have the KO with Cloth? Maybe they don't. Maybe they misplay here. I mean, if we could fill their bench before they get Petron down, that would be huge. No, they see they got the KO. Yeah, 180 plus 30 from Poison. It's going to wrap it up pretty nicely. Throw the DTE on that guy. Call it a day. That one hurt. That one hurt pretty bad. Boom. 210. Could not pull much. That one hurt. Maybe I should have played that Boxed Order instead of that Rescue or Night Stretcher for Rotom again. Because then I could have done the Nest Ball play sooner. But if they play, I mean, they played Area 0, they played Night Stretcher, they easily could have got back Petron, and then I would have been cooked without Flute. I kind of needed Rotom to just full send it for the bigger play. Get me, like, Arven and any other supporter. That happens. I mean, we're playing stall. You know, there's bound to be some auto losses. This one felt pretty close to it, I'm not going to lie. Losing to Cloth, Not something I'm ever going to be upset about. I am obsessed with Cloth. So, hey, you know what? 1-1. I'll take it. Let's jump into match number... Not 2. This is 2. We just did match number 2. Let's jump into match number 3. See if we can pull back the positive record. And go 2-1 for the day, which I would take. Welcome to match number 3. We are going second, which is ideal. And this hand is a lot better. And by a lot better, I mean we didn't lead Pidgeot. And honestly, I'll take it. They got the electric sleeves. I think they're playing Miraidon. Oh, actually, no, if they're playing Miraidon, I could go Ogerpon or Mimikyu. You know, both do really well against that matchup. I'm going to go Mimikyu. Nah, you know what? We use Mimikyu in match number 1, technically. Give me Ogerpon. If they're playing Miraidon, they got a lot of abilities in play. And it's Goldango. Oh, that was not what I expected. That's insane. They took 4 mulligans. Do they play anything but abilities in this deck? Do they auto-lose to Ogerpon? They might. Don't mind if I take 4 cards. That's a bang. Now we got a banger of a hand. And I'm curious to see if they play any non-ability attackers. Or does Ogerpon kind of solo this match? He might. He might. Our opponent is looking at this like, what did I just load into? You know, we're looking at one guy here that's going to ruin this whole guy's deck. I'll still throw my Snorlaxes down, especially if I can get those Curlias or those Ralts in play. That'll be huge for us, because I know they're not going to be attacking for much damage with any Ralts. And we got an Accompanying Flute in hand, so there's a good chance. We don't play Erica's Invitation in this list, but that's fine. That's something I have learned I cut, and I will have to live without, although I seriously do think 4 Accompanying Flute is plenty. Maybe I could cut 1 Boxed Order, but I don't know if it's totally necessary. So, here. Ooh, Sandshrew I kind of like too. I don't know if it'll be totally necessary, though. We're going to go get Snorlax down. Definitely want to get Rotom down. I like Rotom for the early draw. And we actually prized a couple Snorlax as well. But that's okay. I like our hand for the most part so far right now. I think the biggest thing... Do we have Heavy Ball? Yeah, we got Heavy Ball. Alright. Biggest and most important thing? Flute. And what we got? Give me that, Ralts! Yeah, good night. Alright. That makes me feel comfortable. I got a stall target with Snorlax. If I can boss up Ralts, I'm chilling. And if they evolve these into Goldengos, they need Canceling Cologne, or they're not swinging through Ogerpon. So I like that option as well. I think here, the best play for us, just instant charge, man. I mean, we're chilling. We got not much to worry about. I like the Handheld Fan. Move that energy, move that metal energy around. They don't play many metal energy now that they play the Energy Search Pro, or whatever that ace spec is that lets them search for 8 gazillion energy. So, you know what? We could actually move the metal energy. Maybe they don't have enough for a whole bunch of attackers. Like, they might play a max of like 4 or 5. So if we could move even like 2 or 3 around onto Ralts and Curlias, that would be awesome. But we'll see. They got the Radiant Greninja too. There's no way. I mean, I guess they could use Radiant Greninja as an attacker, but they're going to discard too many energy. There's the Goldango. Again, not attacking my Ogerpon. I'm not super worried about this right now. They got 6 cards in hand. Their bench is full. We got 2 prime boss targets, and I'm curious to see how my opponent digs themselves out of this one. They're going to search for a whole lot of energy in their hand. Do they have the Canceling Cologne? I'm curious. They might. They might. They got the concealed cards for 2 more. This might be a Forest Seal Stone for Eri, and just try to dig out the Cologne before my opponent gets it. Although, how many energy are in their hand? Their hand actually might not be that big. And also, what is it? It is Energy Search Pro. Yeah, alright. So they drew 7 cards. 7 of those cards are energy. You know what? They don't have Cologne in hand. They're passing there. If they had Cologne, they would have played it. I'll definitely put down another Snorlax. That doesn't hurt. You know what? I'll even smack down a Mimikyu, and then I'm going to leave this last spot for Pidgeot or another Ogerpon. But I do like this, actually. I like this a lot. And I think here I want to go Forest Seal Stone. I want to go Misfortune Sisters. I want to dig out my opponent's Canceling Cologne before they can find it. And I know they don't got it in hand. I could go Xerosic. Xerosic would be dirty here, but I think that might be a next turn play. Assuming I could get gear off of Rotom. Right now, the play is definitely Sisters. I'll take those. That's not bad. The Spirit Energy Retrieval is nice to get rid of. I was really hoping I could find Cologne, but it's not the end of the world. We'll make it work. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I think just Handheld Fan the active. Again, if I could move these energy around to Ralts, these Metal Energy. That would be huge for us. And I could go Boxed Order. Although, honestly, I kind of like the Instant Charge. What would I Box Order for? I could go double Gear, but I kind of want to save Gear for after when I Pal Pad into my deck a little bit more. I think now I just want an Instant Charge. See if I can get an Arven, another Nest Ball, something like that. Another Pal Pad. Okay. That is actually the most mid Instant Charge ever. That really didn't do us any big favors, but it's fine. They got balls. Take out my Rotom. Yeah, it's fine. Fine by me. This is why Box Orders comes in clutch. I don't need this guy anymore. We did our thing. We could even counter catcher up with Ralts. See how many switch my opponent plays. I think that might be actually a really fun line to take. They got a whole lot of energy. They definitely don't have a lot of switch in this deck. I don't think Goldengo's known for switch cards or switch count. And their bench is full, so I don't have to worry about a Petrarch like the last game. Or, you know, a Latias before I get a Snorlax down or something insane. So, let's do it, man. Let's see what we can do. Our opponent has a massive hand. I really want them to evolve that last gimme goal. So Mimikyu just goes crazy. And they're going to make it rain. Yeah, they're going to get rid of a whole bunch of cards. Although they only need 4. Yeah, it's not bad. They got 10 cards left in hand. Whole bunch of energy left. They should have at least another, like, 5 energy, I'd imagine. They'll take 2 prize cards here, which isn't bad. They got 19 cards left in their deck. And I'm tempted to go Ogerpon. I think my best play is actually Snorlax Countercatcher up Ralts. You know, they could keep using Teleportation Burst, but, like, whatever. I'll gust it up, I guess. Did they get rid of their Psychic Energy? They did. They should have kept that Psychic Energy so they could use Teleportation Burst. We'll go Gear. What can I pull off the Gear? Xerosic. Good Night Streaks. Yeah, it's time to get after him. It's time to get after him. Give me this. What's in your hand? Get rid of it. Go down to 3. You got 12 cards in your hand. Cut that down. This is a bit too many for me. They're probably going to have to get rid of a bunch of energy here. We've already gotten rid of 1 Spirit Energy Retrieval. They're going to need to play at least 1 or 2 more to get enough energy to attack now that I'm getting rid of a bunch with Xerosic. Assuming they don't get rid of the non-energy in their hand. If they keep the energy, then they get rid of the other playable cards they got. So, that was a lot. And I saw a energy retrieval there. They got rid of 2. No, they didn't. And a switch card? No, they didn't. Oh my god. Stop playing, dude. They got 1 superior energy retrieval left and a switch. Do they play Cyllene? They might. I'm going to play Sandshrew just in case. I have a feeling they got Cyllene, or they wouldn't have done that. Regardless, I'm going to play Sandshrew just to prep for it, because that was a dirty play that kind of caught me off guard. I didn't like that. So I'm going to Pal Pad Xerosic's Misfortune Sisters. Now I'm going to Box Order for double Gear, and I'm going to try to get one of those supporters back. Xerosics wouldn't be ideal until they get a much bigger hand, but if I can get Misfortune Sisters, that would be huge. I'm curious though, even Eri, I want to know what was in their hand that they got rid of switch and double superior energy retrieval for. I mean, they kept the energy, right? Did they get rid of any energy with that? I don't think so. They got rid of 1 metal energy. That's insane. I have no idea what's in their hand. It has to be like 4 energy plus whatever they just got off coin bonus. And a top deck, I guess. Oh, the 4th superior energy retrieval. That would do it. That would do it. Manaphy. Hello, Manaphy. Would have loved to see you on the bench, but it's not the end of the world. I'll take a Ralts. They got their Psychic Energy back, so they can... Nope. They're not gonna... They should have put the Psychic down. They can't retreat. They can Teleportation Burst. And they could have put Goldengo back in the active, forcing me to use a counter catcher. But instead, they're just going to get a wasted energy on Ralts, which I will take. I'm sure they'll go for the Psychic Energy Teleportation Burst next turn, unless they concealed cards it here, which would be amazing. But yeah, I got nothing. I don't know what to say. My opponent doesn't know how to get out of this one. We're making him stress out, which I'll take. But they're down all their retrievals, which is huge. Oh my god, that feels great. So they'll draw another 2 with Refinement. They are digging through their deck. I'm feeling good on this one. This is how stall flows. If you're sticking through for this long into a stall video, 1, you're a goat. Hope you're having a great time. 2, this is the goal, man. This is the setup you want. You just got a bunch of Pokemon in play. You're kind of limiting your opponent's option. You know, we got the stall for the Ralts. We got the Mimikyus for the Goldengos and the Ogerpons for, you know, the rest of it. And Sandshrew in case they play a Cyllene or something, because that Xerosic stressed me out. They got rid of too many good things. So here, we'll take Xerosics again. I think I could get rid of more than 4 cards with it, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I want to see if I could get. Okay, nothing insane. I guess I'll take the Cyllene. We got a Penny in hand, right? No, we don't. Okay, it's not really ideal. I guess I could Xerosic again. They scoop. Yeah, we had him. we had him. I was gonna. I think that turn legitimately I was gonna go Cyllene and just try to take double gear back, and then I'll Pal Pad Cyllene and whatever else I use next turn. But we're gonna go 2-1 for the day, which I'll take. That's a very respectable stall matchup. I mean, you know, Petron. Anything with Petron is kind of an auto loss. But anything without it, dude, I mean, look at that matchup. Look at the first matchup. Most opponents are like, you know what? I don't even care. Take it. It's kind of what happens in stall. It's kind of nice to come to ladder with. It's not a hard deck to play. It's pretty simple. You just kind of sit there, watch your opponent, figure out how to not play the game, and then move on. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed recording it. Again, thank you so much for all the support over the past week, and just in general, like forever. Like, thanks for the support that this channel has been around. I am just in love with where this channel has gone. It's blown my mind, and I'm beyond thankful for all of you that have just kind of gotten it here. So seriously, like, thanks for making this just such a fun thing to record, such a fun thing to do. If there's any decks you guys want to see, I mean, let me know. You know, I'm not afraid to. I don't have many credits, but I'm not afraid to get some more. If there's a deck you guys are itching for and I don't have the cards for it, I'm gonna show it off, man. I mean, you guys have gotten my channel here. The least I can do is play the decks you guys want to see. So with that being said, thank you so much for sticking through the Sleepy Stall deck. I hope you like the new deck accessories. Again, that's why I made the deck. But yeah, with that being said, stay epic. Peace.